What if you were a Pokemon gym leader? I've thought about this question a lot over the years as I've created gyms on every typing, and now it's time for you to create your own gym alongside me. What type is your gym? Where is your gym located? What themes are you using for your gym? What kind of gym puzzles will you have? What TM do you give challengers who defeat your gym? I'm very curious about how you would create a gym, so let me know in the comment section below. What's good, Chaotic Nation? It's your boy Chaos here, and of course we're doing another My Gym video today. Today's typing is the Rock type. So we share connections with many of the first gym leaders of Pokemon games such as Brock, Roxanne, and Rourke, and even some of the later ones like Gordy, Grant, and even an Isla Kahuna, Olivia. My original idea for a Rock type gym took the inspiration of being Tate and Liza's father, who was an astronomer who studies meteorites. They became the fourth gym leader of a region he took over vacancy for when they were missing a gym leader slot. This gym is not like that one though. This gym is the ultimate test of rock typing, which makes this the 8th gym in the game. I have also decided to venture back to my favorite Pokemon games, Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, to make this gym. So we are placing it somewhere in the Ore region, which shouldn't be a problem since there's so much rock and sand everywhere. This particular structure in this region that I want to renovate as this gym leader, and that place is the former Team Snag'em hideout. Eklo Canyon is home to an evil team that seeks to, well, snag everyone's Pokemon. It's in their name, like it's not that hard to figure out. And they want to use these Pokemon for their own good and turn them over to Cypher to make Shadow Pokemon. It's well known that Snag'em is involved with the other major evil team of this region, Cypher, who are thwarted by the player character of Coliseum or XD. Unfortunately for fans of these games, Team Snag'em is nowhere to be found since they've run off years ago. So the residents of Outskirt Stand and other settlers have reclaimed the Snag'em base when they formed a new town, Outskirt Town, and it was created along the canyon near the old base. This town will resemble a smaller version of Pyrite Town, and thus have a lot of junk laying around. Many thieves that have made their home in Pyrite have been moved out by the League officials, as that has now become a headquarters for the Pokemon League in the town. Outskirt Town now has become the new Pyrite Town of the region, and it's as shady as ever. The only thing keeping this town from being run over by these villainous people is the local government, which in this case would be the gym leader. Inside the gym, which was the former Snag'em base, it is covered in debris. In order to make the town, the building became sort of a dump for all of the scrap that was lying around after the explosion all those years ago. The gym leader took over the building as a way to restore the building to its former glory. A fun project with this building was cutting parts of the former Snag'em logo off to make it now look like the new gym. When you enter the gym, you'll notice there's really not any way forward. But you'll notice that the building is very messy and covered with various types of debris. In order to progress through the gym, you'll need to shift boxes around. Now this puzzle was very similar to the puzzle that was on the SS Libra when you found it in Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. However, workers will challenge you to a battle because they mistake you as a common criminal who has snuck into the building. They will have some of these generic rock Pokemon such as Golem, Rhyperior, Gigalith, Probopass, and the like. Eventually you will push your way the final box, which reveals the only functioning room in this building, which you might remember as Gonsap's office. This room is relatively untouched except for the removal of all the furniture besides Gonsap's desk. You are greeted by a familiar tall, buffed, mustached man. "Hey, there's no place for kids, mate," I begin to say. "Oh, I see, you're another crazy kid looking for an easy gym badge. Don't think I'll go easy on you. I'm known to be the law in these parts, and now you'll see why I earned that title." And the battle begins. As I should mention, this is a double battle since we are in the Ore region, and that's just how battling is done in the region. Starting off, I lead with Cleavor at level 47. Cleavor knows Stone Axe, X-Scissor, Night Slash, and Trailblaze. I'm also holding a Pasho Berry in order to deter your water types, so I can take them out with a Trailblaze later. Cleavor also has its hidden ability, Sharpness, which increases the power of slicing moves. This affects all of Cleavor's moves except for Trailblaze. I also want to mention that Stone Axe sets up Stealth Rock, so you'll likely have to deal with that, so prepare for it when you're planning on switching your team around. Paired with Kleavor is my Aerodactyl. Now, if you've been a part of this series, you know that I can use any battle gimmick I want for these teams, and today's episode is no exception. Aerodactyl will hold Aerodactylite and is capable of Mega Evolving. Aerodactyl will know Rock Slide, Tailwind, Roost, and Aerial Ace. Hopefully Tailwind allows some of my slower teammates to get the edge on your team. My reserves begin with Hisui and Avalugg at level 48. I hope you weren't planning to win this with steel moves because this thing is holding a Barbieri Berry to reduce the damage. In case you decide to use a fighting move, I also have the ability Sturdy, so you can't one-shot this Pokemon. You'll have to double into it if you want to take it out. Avalugg knows Mountain Gale, Rock Slide, Iron Head, and Avalanche. Up next is Dreadnought at level 48. It's holding a Rindo Berry to counter the grass-type moves you might have waiting for it. Dreadnought knows Razor Shell, Counter, Protect, and Rock Slide. So be careful about hitting this thing, especially physically, because it can do a lot of damage back to you. Protect is there as a nice doubles move, so you'll see why it has usefulness right now. So you finally reached my ace at level 50, a Tyranitar. Now, if you wondered about why I didn't use Chople Berry on Avalugg, it's because I had to use Chople Berry on Tyranitar, and I'm not gonna double up on items. I also will be setting the Sand with Sandstream as its ability, so I can boost my special defense and hopefully take a little bit more hits. Tyranitar knows Stone Edge, Crunch, Earthquake, and Dragonite. This is meant to be the ultimate sweeper of my team, hence why it's last, hence why it's my ace Pokemon, so good luck defeating it. But eventually you beat my team, and I will reward you with the Sharp Badge and the TM for Rock Slide. The badge and the design of this team is meant to be a nod to sharp objects lying around the gym as it is being cleaned up. This badge is specifically resembling like the iron thorns you would find in the Mystery Dungeon games. As for lore of this character, I mentioned that this character had a brother, and if you played Coliseum or XD before, you might have recognized from the description I was giving that this was Duking. Well, what we didn't know is Duking had another brother, who was off traveling the world. This character eventually returned back to the Aura region at the request of Duking when the Pokemon League was being formed, with the promise that he would become a member of the Pokemon League. Now this didn't happen since Duking needed a trustworthy leader to place at the new outskirt town, and this version of me stepped up to the plate. A special piece of lore is how this character funded Duking's ability to trade players for Whoopers that they caught in the cave Pokespot in Pokemon XD. You'll notice that my Tyranitar even has one of the moves that was passed to these Brejects since they know Dragon Dance. As far as game story, this character is not a massive part of it until you reach the gym because he doesn't recognize the player when he first arrives. However, when the major plot of this story happens and Cypher and Team Snag'em eventually return, this character will join forces with you and Duking to help quiet them once again. If you would rematch this gym leader at a later point, I would add a Rhyperior to this team to round it out a little bit more and add some more power. Well, that's my gym as the Rock-type 8th gym leader. Let me know what you think of this team, and let me know your gym, or give me suggestions on what you would like to see next in the comments below. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the content coming out, and check out my other social medias that are linked in the description so that way you can keep up with everything else going on with me. Thank you for watching this video, and until next time, I'm Chaos, signing off. Stay safe, and as always, burn it up.